everyone, Rascal here. Welcome to another Rascal Reviews. And this time I want to cover one of the best video game adaptation movies ever made, Sonic the Hedgehog, live action / animated blended movie made in 2020. So, this I wanted to do for a while now. Once again, both Mama and I have covered this on our Paul's Animation channel quite a while ago for Isaiah Gar's birthday. So if you want to hear more collective thoughts on it, please go to Paul's Animation, type in Sonic the Hedgehog, and you'll see it come up. Thanks. So, I really want to talk about this movie again on my channel because I have now seen both live action movies as well as played the games. I've watched the Sonic X series, plus a little bit of the 90s one and maybe some new one, and Sonic Prime. It's no secret that I love Sonic the Hedgehog. It's my favorite video game franchise next to Blink's the Time Sweeper, which normally knows about outside of 2 games. I'm the one that kind of like, I know that game that no one else knows. Sonic would be in the top 5, maybe top 3 now. Blink, Sonic, and I think Sly Cooper would all be in the top 3 together. So, when hearing about this movie, I know everyone's reaction was, oh gosh, this is going to be awful. And then we saw the design of Sonic. He looked like he was some type of little blue troll, and he looked freaky and ugly. And people were like, no, please change the design. And surprisingly, Paramount listened. They put the movie on hiatus for a little bit, may come out a little later. They fixed the design, and he looked much better. I mean, I tried to be nice at the time. It's like, okay, they're trying to make him look like a realistic hedgehog. I understand that. But that was not the right route to go. So, the look like the key was to blend in where it looks like he's real, but he still retains looking like Sonic. So, they did the redesign. He looked great. Then the movie came out, and surprisingly, it ended up being really, really, really good. And that's a lot to say because most of the time the live action adaptations of video games or anything end up being really, really crappy. But Sonic broke the wall for that. First was, I think, Detective Pikachu, then Sonic the Hedgehog, now we have the Mario Brothers, and it looks like for a long time now the video game movie curse has been broken. We have had several fantastic adaptations of games to movies, and they've been stellar. So it's safe to say that they have now learned the formula for making a great video game movie. And it looks like this is the new setup stage they want now for movies. It looks like they were trying to usher in spies because of Spy Family at the time, and that didn't pan out aside from a couple anime. So now it looks like we're beginning to see a rise of video game movies, which is great. Because I was such a huge gamer when I was little. And I don't play as much now because I'm doing lots of other things and working. But I did love games as a kid. And Sonic was one of those big games I would love to play. So I guess you could say in a way when you watch this, you kind of feel like you're back to being a kid playing Sonic or watching Sonic on TV. It perfectly captures what you love about Sonic and reinventing the character in the live action universe. And yeah, I know some people probably say, oh, but they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Yeah, true, they didn't do everything. But it looks like they're taking their time and putting in things. They're still trying to make it different where you're not just seeing the same thing over and over you can just play the game for. Just like how it's different from Sonic Prime or Sonic X or Sonic Heroes and others. But for this, it was really well done. And Ben Schwartz as Sonic actually ended up being a perfect match. He was fantastic as Sonic. He was hilarious. Every line of dialogue you wanted to laugh your head off at. He worked well with James Marsden. It was surprisingly well done. You couldn't believe how amazing this movie was. And yes, everyone thought this was going to be sucky because they keep getting it wrong. But no, they actually not only listened to the audience when it came to adapting something to help improve it. They listened, they fixed it, it looked much better than the original. And it seemed like if there was something that they were lacking, they immediately went and fixed it immediately. There wouldn't be a delay. They wouldn't be trying to argue with fans saying, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. We're not going to do that. We know what we're doing. We don't do this because we want to capture the essence or something. No, they didn't do any of that. They just made sure you felt like you were playing and watching Sonic. And this to me felt more like Sonic than the Sonic Prime series, because it felt like they were trying to make him a little less impressive in there so he could be more relatable. Which is fine if that's what you're into, I have no problem with that. But I felt like he fit more for the movie than he did for the Netflix series. Now, like I said, this was a complete shock for a lot of us because we thought it was going to suck. But the movie ended up being phenomenal. I loved every minute of it. I love Jim Carrey as the villain, as Robotnik / Eggman. I love all of the shout outs they had to the games. And one of my favorite things that they added that was new to the franchise is that Sonic's rings act as a teleporter. And what happens is he has a bag of rings. That's the rings you usually see him pick up to gain more speed or to get more health. And, it makes that sound when he drops them. It looks like the rings work as portals. He takes one out, thinks of the place you want to go, throws it, and the ring becomes a portal to another place or another world or another universe. It's literally a universal transporter. It's like the ring version of dimensional scissors from Star Wars: The Force of Evil. And it was actually a really, really creative idea. I hadn't seen that done with them before. Because usually the rings, you collect a majority of them, they gain speed and maybe a power-up. But this was actually a really creative addition to throw in there for others. I think that actually worked really, really well. And it actually comes in handy for Sonic who needs to get away faster than he can run. And I like the story arc they set up for in here where Sonic was a little more emotional. Yeah, he wasn't perfect. That's not anything different. But I kind of like that he acted like a little kid and he was hiding from humans, so he thinks he's friends with who he calls the Donut Lord and the Pretzel Lady, and he hangs out with them. He said, we're best friends, even though we haven't met yet. And it's like, I sound like a stalker. But it shows that Sonic is lonely. He doesn't have to be the cool guy all the time. He's shown that he does want friends and even a family. And they even set up a family dynamic with him and Tom, where they're practically father and son now. And I really love they set up that every Sonic character they're getting so far has become their kid. Because they always say, they always have the line like, you're not my dad, you can't tell me what to do. And they immediately brush that under the rug like, yeah, no, that is your dad at this point. And it's one of the best things they ever have in this franchise. I really love the take they did on it. I love the movie, both films, the original and the sequel. I can't wait for the third one with Shadow coming in and the Knuckles live action series. That's going to be entertaining. And I love that these are one of the few companies and people to actually listen to their audience. If something looks wrong, it doesn't feel like what you're supposed to be watching, they go and fix it and it's taken care of immediately. And no one's really asking you to move a mountain. They're just asking you to have better quality and better things to show in this movie and this franchise. And I really love that about Paramount and this movie franchise. They, so far, are doing a phenomenal job. And I hope that the third movie is just as amazing. And I'm going to look forward to watching the live action series and anything else that comes from this universe, because I can see for a while now Sonic has been doing well ever since this movie. They've been excelling in the theaters, in their video games, in their comics, in their cartoons. Almost every aspect of Sonic in media has been skyrocketing. It's like the movie gave them a good luck boost, or they've been blessed by God. This is the highest Sonic has been in a while since his release decades ago. And I hope that everybody who works on this movie and this franchise continues to be blessed and prosperous, and they continue to make great games, great movies, great comics, great art, great everything, and continue giving us what we want. So thank you to Paramount. Thank you to Japan for creating the Sonic character. Thank you to Paramount for releasing these movies. Thank you to Ben Schwartz for voicing Sonic the Hedgehog. Thank you to all the actors being in here. Everyone did a great job in this film, and it's why I really love the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It really feels like you're being thrown back into when you were little playing these games, and you feel like you're watching Sonic the Hedgehog. They did a great job on it. Now, what did you guys think of Sonic the Hedgehog? Let me know in the comments below. Did you really love it? Did you hate it? Did you not really care for it? That was just okay. I will be reviewing the sequel at a later point. It'll be long before the third movie comes out. But I am curious to hear what your thoughts are on it. And I can't wait to hear about your favorite character, what you love about the movie, and what you're looking forward to for the third film. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later!